My name is Tenn-Lai and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about pumping. Pump, 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 pump it up, pump, 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 pump it up. I actually have 5 pumps. I have 5 pumps. Do I use them all? No. I do not use all of my pumps. Now, I'll get into details of which ones I have, and then I'll probably do a separate video of just reviews of the pumps, and then you'll get an idea of why I actually don't use these pumps. And I'm doing this in the order of how I got my pumps. The first pump that I have is the Avent, the Philips Avent pump. This is what it looks like, and I don't use this pump. This was my first pump that I got that was actually on my registry, and it was purchased for me, but it just didn't work out for me. The second pump that I have, the Freestyle pump. My third pump that I have is the Ameda. Let's see if I can get you to, there we go. Ameda MyaJoy. My fourth pump is my Medela pumping style. There we go. Medela pumping style. Whoo. And my last pump that I have, which you have probably seen in any of my Instagram posts if you follow me on Instagram, is my Spectra pump. This is the Spectra S2. Now, if you are in Canada like I am, they don't sell these here, so you got to go to Amazon.com and purchase it on Amazon.com. Those are the pumps that I have. So like I said, I don't use the Freestyle and I don't use the Avent. With that said, I would love to get a Willow pump. I would love to, but it's so expensive. It's so expensive. Anywho, so like I said, this topic is about how to pump. How do you pump? There are so many rules out there about when to pump and how to pump and how long you should be pumping for and all of that. I am not a nurse. I'm not a lactation consultant, but I will give you my opinions, what I do, and what I would recommend. Before I even nursed my son, the first thing I did was pump. Like I pumped and I was feeding him breast milk through a bottle when I was able to get to that stage. First time I saw milk come out of my breast, I was excited. Like I'm like, oh my gosh, I can do this. But I was also in pain when I was pumping. And I didn't know why. I didn't know what I was doing. It hurt. And on top of it, with the Avent pump, like I said, it has these inserts that you just push in here. And my nipple was going past here and rubbing and rubbing and rubbing and rubbing. I didn't know anything about flange sizes. If you don't know anything about flange size is very important when it comes to pumping. Go and check out my video on flanges and elastic nipples. Anywho, back to this. So I'm pumping, then, I took this off and I decided to just pump with this alone. I would go for like an hour and a half pumping, and I'm getting like little to none. I'm looking at the bottle saying, what's going on? How come nothing is coming out of my breast? I was just overwhelmed, frustrated, didn't know anything about pumping. I had no idea what I was doing. I just turned on the pump. I believe, which is what a lot of new moms do. They don't know anything about pumping, so they just turn on the pump and say, here we go. If you have a pumping bra, highly recommend you wearing a pumping bra rather than sitting there and just holding the 2 flanges on your nipples as you pump, right? Sometimes you may have to go longer than you want to, and it's annoying to sit there. You can't do anything. I'll do a separate video on pumping bras and, hacks on pumping bras as well. Couple things to be aware of when pumping. Please keep in mind these things when you're pumping. It will be better for you. So the first thing I'll say is relax. You have to relax. Don't tense up your body. I know as a new mom, first thing you want to see, you want to see that milk flowing, and when you don't see it, you tense up. Even if you're nursing, sometimes you're tensing and your back ends up tensing. You have all these back pains and stuff. Relax. Try and get yourself into a good mindset. There's actually a video that I saw of this woman where she was getting ready to pump. As soon as she put the flange on and started her pump, she started just stretching, getting her mind ready, and she did her devotional during that time. The second thing is encourage your letdown. How do you encourage your letdown? Massage your boobs. Massage your boobs. One thing that I was told in the hospital from one of my nurses is you actually have milk ducts all the way up here. Start massaging from up here and make your way down. Massage your breasts, massage them. What I normally do before I actually start a session, not just massaging them, is I actually just shake my breasts. Like I shake them up right before I start. Sometimes what kind of sucks, if they're really full, they start leaking in that moment while I'm shaking them. But just keep doing it to get your breasts ready. Another thing which I'll do a review on is if you can get some of these. They're La Vie massagers, breast massagers. They heat up and they massage your breasts. Key. So get you some of those, or instead of using those, you can always use a type of heat compress or a heating pad. That's what I did when I first started pumping. I got a heating pad and I just put the heating pad on one breast, just kind of wrapped it around the breast. And then once that was finished, I did the other breast, just wrapped it around right before I started pumping. And I probably wrapped it around each breast for like 2 minutes. You could probably go longer, but that's what I did, and that's what helped the milk kind of just flow. And I also did a video on milk supply and how to help your milk flow faster, so you can go take a look at that. After you've prepared your breasts for pumping with your heating and your massaging, put those flanges on, get your bottles ready, you got your pump all set up, ready to go. What do? You turn on your pump. But how do you turn on your pump? Start at the highest, most comfortable setting for you. Keeping in mind that the higher the suction does not mean the more milk that you will get. Even if it means you start at the lowest suction possible, and once you feel like your nipples are getting a little bit more comfortable to that suction, you increase it until it's comfortable for you. Stay there. Do not go to the highest setting. You probably will never need to use the highest setting on your pump. Don't hurt your nipples. You will cause nipple damage and you will cause pain while you're pumping. So flange sizes is very important, as well as the suction level you are using on your pump. If you're in that level for maybe 2-3 minutes and you see your milk is slowing down a little bit, you can increase it by 1 level, but don't turn it all the way up unless you are comfortable with it. Every pump reacts different to every woman. There's not one size fits all. Every pump that I'm aware of, at least, has a letdown button and an expression button. So on the pump and style is like an arrow with 2 water drops, right? And you just press the letdown button. Medela and the MyaJoy, they actually have 2 minutes of letdown. So you're in letdown for 2 minutes. See if I turn this on. So that's your letdown. And then when I change to expression, so do you hear the difference? That's letdown. That's expression. So letdown mode is fast. Dun, 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 dun. So when you think of a baby nursing, for those moms who do nurse, when the baby first latches on, it's a quick suction mode. Quick. And then once the milk starts flowing, then it's a slow. That is expression. Bear with me with my sound effects. So when you're pumping, you have to alternate between your letdown and expression. You don't just start in letdown, you see your milk, and then you continue off in expression and you don't alternate. How do you know when to do that? You start in letdown. When you see that milk start flowing, you go to expression mode, and you're in expression until you see that milk start slowing down. When you see your milk flow start slowing down, you hit that letdown button again. You can even increase the level when you go back down to your letdown setting. So I can describe this in the pump and style. So the pump and style, you'll see it has a letdown button plus minus on button, right? So when you press on, it automatically starts in letdown. 2 minutes later, then it goes into expression. Once you're in expression mode and you see your milk start slowing down, you hit this button to go back to letdown, and you can increase or you can decrease, right? So you're increasing it. Once you get back to letdown, see that milk flowing again, go back to expression, and your expression normally stays on the same setting as your letdown is for the pump and style. For the Ameda MyaJoy, it's different. Like I said, every pump is different. You just have to know the levels on the pump, going up and down, the vacuum settings, all of that. Same process back and forth until you realize that even when you go back to letdown, there's not much coming out, then you're done. you're done. You're done. If that means that you finish in 8 minutes, then you're good. If you mean that finish in 10 minutes, then you're good. Whatever works best for you. And sometimes you may not even need to alternate between your letdown and your expression. You'll see how your body works with your pump that you have. You'll see what works best for you. These are tips and tricks to help you with your pumping. I wish I had known these. I wish somebody had told me this, but nobody told me about how to pump. Another way to increase your milk flow while you're pumping is if your baby's around and you're able to touch your baby. If not, looking at pictures of your baby on your phone will help a lot. Trust me, you'll start seeing that milk flow like no tomorrow. And just try and get even thoughts of your baby in your mind, your baby's laugh, your baby's smile. If you can't look at pictures or if they're not around, do anything to kind of bring that warmth that you feel when you look at your child. I've mentioned this before in my flange video. When you are pumping, use lubrication. Why do I need lubrication to, pump? I've heard somebody describe it this way. When you're having sex, and if you are dry, you know that pain that comes with it? It's the same thing with pumping. You gotta lubricate. When you use your flange, you have to make sure your nipple is in the middle of your flange. You can't make it on the side, on the top, on the bottom. Your nipple has to be directly in the center of this. And sometimes when you're pumping, you may need to readjust to ensure that it stays in the middle. Because if it's not in the middle, you're going to have pain and you're not going to have a good amount of milk output. So, key things to remember. In no particular order of probably how I said it, relax. At the beginning and during your session, do not look at your milk bottles. Massage your breasts. Heat compress. Put some heat on your breasts. Massage them before and even during your pumping session. There is a known fact that when you are actively involved in your pumping session with massaging, you will get better milk output. Lubricate. Lubricate your flange. It's very important for no pain. Center your nipple in the flange. If you have to readjust during your pumping session, do it. But keep that nipple in the center of your flange. 5. Start in letdown mode. Alternate from letdown to expression until your breasts are empty. Do not go to the highest setting on your pump. Remember, just because your pump can go up to 10 levels doesn't mean you should be going up to 10 levels. The higher the suction does not mean the higher the milk output. Go to the most comfortable setting for you. I think I reviewed everything I just said. If I didn't, just go back to the beginning of the video and hopefully you'll see everything I said. But that's all that I have in terms of pumping. Like I said, there's so much information when it comes to pumping. If you're not already following my Instagram page, please head over to @Tenn-Lai without the dash. So @TENNLAI on Instagram. I will and do continue to post information on pumping so you can see that. Maybe I'll do more videos on pumping. Who knows? If you do have more questions in regards to pumping, let me know and I can do video just for you. Thanks for tuning in. I love you, mamas, and I really appreciate all the love and support I've been getting from you guys. Again, head over to my Instagram page. There may be a giveaway coming soon in regard to the topic we're talking about today. Bye, mamas.